Hello everyone, this is Mousechris here. And recently on Twitter I found this AI art, right? And honestly it was really beautiful, like absolutely beautiful. And it was like just perfect for a map. But the only one thing about it, right, is that it was so fucking detailed that I'm like, can I even make this into a map, right? And with all the 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 advancements and stuff that we've made with the QR code map that I've been making. I think it might actually be possible, right? Because if you were to take this and then just go ahead and compress the XML down as far as you can humanly go, right? I think you could do it, right? I think it'd be very difficult, but it would be doable, and that's what's really important there, right? So anyway, I wanted to go have a quick go over of what I'm going to do here to get this done, because if I fail to do it, I can at least show the process of what I would think of whenever I have like a really challenging map. Um, and if I do succeed to do it, then awesome. You know how I started out thinking of this here. And then if I do succeed to do this, then what you'll see is a new video will pop up on the YouTube channel called something like, I don't know, like a board god place transfer mice. But anyway, obviously, the lower aspect here, the streets, this all is going to be collidable with mice, right? And so there's probably not a whole lot of XML space that you got to put in there to really get the collision going on here, to where it would really work, which is what's really nice and efficient, right? And then up here, yes, everything is, it's extremely detailed, but what I've gone ahead and done here is I have started off the map to where we have that one space background up there, right? And those stars can help us get to where we want to be. And what I've done here is I have both of these background images ready, so I can just flip back and forth between them in Viprin's map editor. So that way I know exactly what's going on, what this should look like in relative to both the art itself and also the background in Transformize, because unfortunately this is one of those cases where you can't really Photoshop the two together, because if you Photoshop the two together, any aspect of keeping this art will basically cause problems for merging it into the actual background. But then if you use just the actual background, then you won't be able to see the art and you won't be able to know what you're doing, right? So really, you just have to use both, but separate at the same time, which is very difficult to do, I would say at the least, right? But it's very possible. It just takes more time, right? And immediately what I'm thinking of doing here is, and this is a trick that was shown to me by the GBC, and thank you to him. Me and him have actually been working together to try to make the QR code map, and get it as efficient as possible. He figured out a way to get probably about a half a line worth of XML space off the board. And that's by using JPL tags, right? Because if you use JPL tags, then that removes basically the brackets, and you can just keep going on from there, right? Now, I believe the JPL tags have to be connected to each other. I'm still looking into that. I don't really ever use JPL tags, so I don't know. But regardless, right? We could use something like JPL tags right here, where basically we're just using the same color tag, but layering over a bunch of different JPL tags on top of it, to create this nice reflection effect, right? I think that could really work. And then right up here, everything looks all complicated, right? But here's the thing, right? There's so much curvature being used here, and that's what line art is really useful for, is curvature art. And so what we can do here is we can use the actual art and basically say like, okay, here I'm gonna put like a light blue line right here, and then I'm gonna put like a darker blue one right over here, but it'll be merged into the background, and then like, you know, do right here, do right there, etc., and just keep going on and on and on until everything is set in, right? And then once it'll be all done in place, it'll all merge into the background, and we can try to get as many stars as possible that still show. Hopefully what we can do is we can go ahead and use lines to either add more effect to those stars or just add in more stars. But I would say the stars are probably going to be one of the least prioritized things in this. The biggest thing here is definitely going to be you thought I was going to say the back of the buildings. No, it's actually going to be the boats. Yep, the boats is going to be the problems here. Because, well, these things are probably going to need to be foreground, right? And so ultimately when it comes down to it, foreground is not very efficient at all, right? You need to actively put in a tag in there to get foreground to show up as foreground, right? And I believe with line arts, I will check right here just to double check. Recommend, bam. I believe it's one of those guys. Let's go and make that background now. Yeah, it should be this guy right here, right? So, you cannot fully take out this shit, right? So, and that's not good. That's bad. That's really bad, right? That's a lot of characters that we could be taking out that we can't. So yeah, but as much as all this looks like we won't be able to do it, right? Because there should be a max limit of like 400 lines in the map editor, right? But here's the thing. That max limit is not actually a max limit, right? That max limit is instead a XML limit, right? We can only put in 20 kilobytes of data into the map editor. Or, well, you can do more, but I mean, you're not supposed to, right? So not only are we going to be making this map, we're actually going to be trying to get it under 20 kilobytes, right? So the goal here is to make this map, but make it less laggy than other really shit art maps. Which of course only I can do. That's something only I can do. Something I would wish other people can do, but I mean, you know, skill issue. Anyway, regardless, right? I do have plans for this though, right? And that is basically taking everything that we have learned from using XML efficiency in the QR code map and instead taking it and putting it into this map. So instead of making lines that are there strictly to be for technical usage, we will be instead using them for artistic usage, right? Which I find honestly really fascinating. Like, that aspect of it is like, wow, we can take all this that we learned and basically use this for a painting, right? And I love that. Honestly, I love it. Obviously, there is going to be a lot of this map that is going to lose a lot of its detail. But I think we can keep as much of the detail as humanly possible and just make it look really good. So anyway, I will see you guys later, and yeah, have a great night. I'm gonna go watch Secret Invasion, so bye bye.